On behalf of Alison and Connell, I would like to welcome you all here on this very special occasion where they will be joined as husband and wife. So we're here today to celebrate with a wonderful couple. Alison and Connell grew up very close to each other, but it wasn't until they were in the same secondary school that they really got to know each other. They were introduced by mutual friends and started spending time together, with lots of trips to the cinema and hanging out in Athlone and Galway. Then, on the 18th of March 2008, 15 years ago, Alison and Connell officially started going out. And since then, they have built their lives together. They both moved to Limerick after school and studied there for a number of years. After college, they stayed in Limerick and made their first home there. The years passed and they moved around, furthering their careers and finding the right place for them to settle down. Then in 2017, they moved to Dublin and since then have found their perfect home. As a couple, they tell me they have lots in common. Both absolutely love Chinese food, crime dramas and gin, and can often be found enjoying these things at the same time. They also both cherish their family and friends and spend as much time with them as they can. And even their personalities complement each other. Alison is a critical thinker who is organised and structured about their day-to-day lives, whereas Connell is a bit of a dreamer who likes to keep an eye on the big picture. And this balance works perfectly and makes them a great team. It was all of this and more that made Connell realise he wanted Alison to be his wife, and he started to plan a proposal. He spoke to Alison's father, Don, to get his blessing, which he was delighted to give. Then on the 2nd of January 2021, Connell ordered a really good Chinese, and as they were enjoying it, he gave Alison a beautiful engagement ring and asked her to marry him. Alison was stunned and delighted and instantly said yes. While they were wedding planning, their lives were filled with more love and laughter than they ever thought possible, with the arrival of their gorgeous daughter, Sienna. And they can't wait to welcome her little brother to the world in the near future. That was just the easiest way to tell you all. And that is what brings us here today. Alison and Connell have wonderful memories of Kilronan Castle, as this was where they had their first ever weekend away together to celebrate Alison's 21st birthday. And they're back here again, this time to celebrate their marriage. But what do we mean when we speak about marriage? Well, no ceremony will ever create your marriage. What this ceremony today can do is witness and affirm a choice you've made to begin a new life today as husband and wife. In the years to come, your marriage will provide you with the safety and comfort of an embrace from one who will not judge you by your mistakes, but instead will always love you in spite of them. You will come to know the security of having a partner who supports you and believes in you without condition. The strength of the bond between you will give you courage in the face of adversity. The joy you will share on days like this will sustain you through times of sorrow and doubt. And the love you share will inspire you and all that you will do on this earth. As plenty of us here know, though, to make a marriage work takes more than love. It takes trust, because you have to know in your hearts that you only ever want the best for each other. It takes dedication to stay open to one another, to learn and grow, even on those days when it might be difficult to do so. It takes courage. You have to honour your differences, make the important things matter, and let go of everything else. And it takes a type of faith, because you go forward together from today without really knowing what the future holds for both of you. Today, before they are married, Alison and Connell will take part in a love letter ceremony. Alison and Connell, you have written a letter in which you express the feelings you have for each other, the good qualities you have found in each other, and your hopes and dreams for your future together. You've each kept the letter to yourself, and they're going to be placed in this wooden box along with a bottle of wine. Alison and Connell, you have agreed to open this box on your 5th wedding anniversary. At that time, you will exchange these letters and over a glass of wine, read them. By reading the letters, you will be given an opportunity to reflect upon the reasons why you fell in love and how you felt about each other in the days approaching your marriage. So I now invite you to come up, take the letters and place them in the box. Today, Alison and Connell wish their family to participate in a sand ceremony. It indicates the joining of their lives, their hearts and their souls. It represents their family, not just them as a couple, but also their children. We have 2 jars of sand here to represent Alison and Connell's daughter, Sienna, and their baby boy, who they will be welcoming to the world soon. And it's important to acknowledge that Alison, Connell and their children will always be surrounded by the love and support of their families. And to represent that, their mothers, Catherine and Maura, will help them to create this sand vase by pouring in the sand for their grandchildren. As these containers of sand are poured into the larger vase, the different colours will join together to form something quite beautiful. And as you all pour your sand today, I want you to bring to mind your hopes and dreams for the future. Think about the strength of this family, the ways you make each other happy every day, and all the pieces of personality that make you unique and wonderful in one another's eyes. So Alison and Connell, I invite you to pour in half of your sand to represent the foundation of this family. Very strategic pouring, I'm noticing. Neither wants to be the first one to finish. Lovely. And now could I ask Catherine and Maura to pour in the sand that represents their grandchildren? Yep, and together. Alison and Connell, I now ask you to finish pouring your sand so that your children's wonderful colours are always between yours, as they are themselves in life, protected and loved by you both. There is nothing more important or sacred than the bond you will share as husband, wife and family. Our wish for you is that your lives together will be longer than the time it would take to separate each individual grain of sand. So Alison and Connell will now light their unity candles, and in doing that, they're symbolising their lives as individuals, then later in the ceremony as a married couple. The outer candles they will light now represent their lives up to this moment. They will be distinct lights, each bright and shining on their own. And as you light your candles, let them be a symbol of the light shining inside of you. Alison and Conall, you have known each other from that first glance of acquaintance to this point of commitment. At some point you decided to marry. From that moment of yes to this moment of yes, you have been making commitments in an informal way. All of those conversations that were held in a car or over a meal or during long walks. All those conversations that began with the words, "when we're married." All those late night talks and all those promises that are unspoken matters of the heart. All these everyday things and more are the real process of a wedding. The symbolic vows that you are about to make are a way of saying to one another, you know all those things that we've promised and hoped and dreamed. Well, I meant it all. Every word. Look at one another now and remember this moment in time. Before this moment, you have been many things to one another. Acquaintance, friend, companion. Shortly you will say a few words that will take you across the threshold of life, and things between you will never quite be the same. For after today, you will say to the world, "This is my husband, this is my wife." Do you, Conall, hereby state that you have read and understood the list of civil impediments to marriage? And do you solemnly declare that you believe there is no impediment of kindred or affinity or any other lawful hindrance to your proposed marriage with Alison? I do. There you go. It's okay. It's a very confusing question. It's fine. Do you, Alison, hereby state that you have read and understood the list of civil impediments to marriage? And do you solemnly declare that you believe there is no impediment of kindred or affinity or any other lawful hindrance to your proposed marriage with Conall? It's now that I, Tara Carroll, in accordance with the rights of the Spiritualist Union of Ireland, do solemnise this, your marriage, according to the laws of this country. Before you all, Alison and Conall are joined together in my presence and in the presence of witnesses. I am bound, as you know, to remind you publicly of the solemn, the serious, and the very binding nature of the relationship into which you are now about to enter. Marriage, as most of us understand it, is the voluntary and full commitment of two people to each other. It is made in the deepest sense, to the exclusion of all others. And you enter into it today with the desire, the hope, and the very firm intention that it will last for a lifetime. Conall, do you take Alison in marriage to be your wedded wife, to share your life as your friend, your love, your companion, to grow together in spirit and in truth, and forsaking all others? Well done. And do you, Alison, take Conall in marriage to be your wedded husband, to share your life as your friend, your love, and your companion, to grow together in spirit and in truth, and forsaking all others? Wedding bands are a perfect circle. They have no beginning and no end. They're a symbol of the never-ending love within a marriage. And Alison and Conall are now ready to give and accept that symbolism of love.
Alison, I take you to be my lawful wedded wife. Before these witnesses, I vow to love you and care for you as long as we both shall live. I take you with all your faults and strengths, as I offer myself to you with all my faults and strengths. I will help you when you need help and turn to you when I need help. I choose you as the person with whom I will spend my life.
Conall, I take you to be my lawfully wedded husband. Before these witnesses, I vow to love you and care for you as long as it both shall live. I take you with all your faults and traits, as I offer myself to you with all my faults and traits. I will help you when you need help, return to you when I need help. I choose you as the person with whom I will spend my life.
Alison and Conall have just declared before us that they will live together in marriage. They have made very special promises to each other here today. They've symbolised it by joining hands, taking vows, and exchanging rings. So therefore, on your behalf and on behalf of the community, I now declare them to be husband and wife. Conall, you may kiss your bride. Alison and Conall, please light the unity candle together as a symbol of your lives from this moment on. While you will always remain unique people, each with your own gifts, personalities, talents and abilities, from this time forth, your thoughts shall be for each other. We know that it is the wish of your beloved, as it's the wish of each of us here, that you will continuously light these candles of love, so that there will always be light and joy, peace and harmony in your hearts and in your home. Family and friends, out of this world, two souls have found each other. Their destiny shall now be woven into one design, and their joys shall not be known apart. Alison and Conall, may your home continue to be a place of happiness for all who enter it. A place where the old and the young are renewed in each other's company. A place for growing, a place for sharing, a place of love. May those who are nearest to you be constantly enriched by the beauty and the bounty of your love for one another, and may your days be good and long upon the earth. Ladies and gentlemen, please be upstanding for the married couple, Mr. and Mrs. Gormley.
Lean on me, we are not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm